Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Dude, Bro, Party, Massacre 3. So that's a mouthful right there. That's a serious title, and for people who don't know, a lot of people know this, but some people might not know. Uh, Dude, Bro, Party, Massacre 3 is a standalone movie. There's no Dude Bro Party Massacre 1 or 2. It's kind of a joke title. Basically, this movie comes to us from the comedy troupe 5 Second Films. They have like a pretty popular YouTube channel. They're sitting at like 360,000 something subscribers, and yeah, they created this movie, and it was their first feature, and it was kind of just like I don't think they initially set out to make a movie. They created this short called Dude Bro Party Massacre 3, which I watched, and it's really funny. It's the same tone of this movie, where it's a bunch of frat bros and they're just sipping beers and people are getting killed, and they're like, no girls allowed, and they're like these over exaggerated frat bros. And yeah, like that short, it was like around like a minute 40. I watched that. That was pretty good. And yeah, they kind of they got a lot of views from the short, so then they just like made like a fake trailer, and that got some buzz. I watched that. It was like a little fake 9 second trailer, and yeah, they got some buzz from the short, then they got some buzz from the fake trailer, and then they're like, yeah, let's actually make this into a movie. So they did a crowdfunding campaign with a goal of $200,000, and the rest is history. And okay, so since this movie was crowdfunded, the credits are really long. So if people are looking to watch this, if they've never seen it, it says it's like, I believe it says like it's an hour and 42 minutes. It's really like an hour and 32 minutes. There's like 10 minutes of credits because all the Kickstarter backers are being mentioned in the credits. So yeah, that's a little backstory on the movie. And in terms of my history with it, I have seen it before, and you know what, I like the last time I watched it, or yeah, the first time. I've only seen it like 2 times, but the first time I watched it, I wasn't like, I thought it was cool. I enjoyed it, but I wasn't like really into it. I might have been tired or something, or maybe I was like sipping too many drinks or something. I don't know. But the initial time I watched it, I'm like, wow, that's cool. But like, I remembered I didn't love it, but like this time I really enjoyed it. Like I thought the comedy was so good. Like this movie was hilarious, start to finish. It was just non-stop jokes. Like all the all these little jokes were just so good, and it was like a mix of like, there's just funny dialogue. All the characters are like over the top and goofy, and you have some slapstick. You got all kinds of stuff, just random humor. Like well, I mean, not really a lot of slapstick, but yeah, there's a little bit. Like, I guess when that girl keeps getting hit with the bat, like they keep thinking this guy's girlfriend is the killer. They like hate girls. They're like, no girls allowed, and she's like, but I brought you guys beer, and they're like, so what? Like, but yeah, basically, yeah, the comedy in this movie was on point. So I really enjoyed this movie this time around. So jumping into a plot summary, this movie. Before I jump into a plot summary, I just got to talk about the presentation. So this movie is presented as, it's supposed to be like a lost movie from the 80s, and it's it's like supposed to look like VHS. The whole movie's got this like VHS aesthetic, and it looks great. I don't know of course they didn't use an actual VHS camera, but however they did the VHS effect, it looks good. Because sometimes, if a movie is like trying to look like VHS, but it came out, you know, in modern times. Like it just doesn't look right. Like this had that warm, kind of fuzzy, kind of bright, vibrant VHS look. Like it looked authentic. It looked really cool, and I don't know. I thought it was like a cool aesthetic, and it added to the movie. I don't know. It just something about a VHS look. It just looks cool to me. So yeah, it had that VHS look, and then since it's supposed to be this lost movie that was found, there's all these commercials. Like you'll have all these fake commercials playing throughout the movie, and those were great. Those were creative. They were funny. So yeah, had to talk about the format, because I thought the format was really creative and definitely added to my enjoyment. So that's cool. But in terms of a plot summary, the movie focuses around this guy Brent, and his twin brother Brock was this fraternity bro, and he was killed by this killer named Motherface. So Brent goes and he tries to pledge to the fraternity that Brock was in, so that he can kind of, like, he's not that type of dude. He's not like a typical like frat bro. So he kind of pledges and he kind of fakes it so that he can infiltrate this fraternity and investigate into his brother's murder. So that's the short and sweet plot summary I'm giving you all today. I mean, you know, there's layers to it, but I'm, you know, trying to give you the short and sweet plot summary today. Not getting too long-winded with it. So yeah, just first point is there were quite a few familiar faces. Like, even though this was a crowd-funded movie, like a low-budget independent endeavor, there was quite a few familiar faces, a lot of actors that I recognize. So first things first, you had Patton Oswalt. He plays this police chief. Greg Sestero from The Room, he's in this. He's like one of the frat bros. You got John Francis Daly. He's only in the movie for like a quick cameo in a minute, but you know, he's in, like, he was in Freaks and Geeks. He was in Waiting. Yeah, so he's in the movie at the beginning. Larry King makes a cameo. That was dope. Like, shouts out Larry King. He's the man. And then Andrew WK is in the movie as well. Yeah, he's more of like a cameo role too. Like a little bit, he's in a little bit more than the two guys I mentioned previous. But yeah, he's not like one of the main characters. So yeah, you got quite a few familiar faces, which is pretty cool. Like I said, it is not like a huge budget movie, and they got, you know, quite a few people that I recognize. So that made it like pretty darn fun. I'm like, hey, look, there's that person, there's that person. Hey, I know that person. So, you know, that's always nice. Now I'm just gonna, I talked about the comedy, and that was the main thing in this movie. Like that I really enjoyed was just how funny it was. It was just non-stop comedy. It was absolutely hilarious. But I mean, there's like so many little funny things sprinkled throughout like almost every scene. I could go on and on and on, but I'm just gonna talk about some standouts. So I really like this character named Turbo. He was like one of my favorite characters, and he was just always yelling, and he was kind of a complete dick. Like, he was just hazing everyone. There's this one pledge who's a vegetarian who everyone hates because he's a vegetarian, and Turbo is just always hazing him, always like making him wear like stupid costumes. Like, he makes him wear this like box costume with, I'm pretty sure there's like a glory hole in it or something. But yeah, Turbo's great. He's just immediately when we're introduced to him, he's just screaming, and he's just paddling that pledge that I'm talking about, and he's like, "Watch me not give a shit." Like, I always remember that. Like, even though I haven't seen this movie in a couple years, and like I said, I didn't absolutely love it the first time. Like, I always remember that scene where we're introduced to Turbo, because he's like, "Watch me not give a shit." Like, he's just coming in yelling. Like, his delivery is so good. Like, I don't know, there's just something about his delivery where it's hilarious. Like, he's just like, he like emotes, like he's got like his eyes going, and he's just like, I don't know, he's always like bringing that energy, and he's just patting this guy. He's doing a bunch of like weird poses, patting this guy, just smacking the shit out of him. So I like that scene when we're introduced to him, and he's like, I don't know, he's like, I'll disrespect your ancestors, I don't care. Like he was just, I don't know, he was just so crazy. He was funny. And then later on, Brent is like, he's like, dude, why are you all mad all the time? Why are you hazing everyone? Blah blah blah. Like you're always mad at me. Like what's the deal? And Turbo's like, you know what? I'm mad all the time because I got a hairy dick. And earlier in the movie, he was like scared of this, like I think it was like a dog stuffed animal, and he has like a fear of little dogs, and he's like, I'm scared of little dogs because it reminds me of myself, and it reminds me that I got a little hairy baby dog dick. And he keeps saying that, and then there's this like sequence where he's like freaking out and he sees all these like fake dog dicks, but he keeps saying that, he's like, because I got a little hairy baby dog dick. That was great. So I really liked Turbo. Everything surrounding Turbo was hilarious. Another thing that was funny was so this is surrounding Turbo as well. There's this instance where I think it was early on, the power went out, and they're like, it's just an old fuse box. It happens. It's an old fuse box. And then they're asking Greg Sestero's character to go out and like get some tools and check the fuse box and whatnot. And Turbo's like, your dad does that handyman work. You like that handyman work. You should go out there to the tool shed and you can help us fix this. And Greg Sestero's character, he says something like, I don't like handyman work, okay? I do not. I don't like it. And then Turbo's like, whoa, bro. Like he's like, he's always like yelling, and he's like just this macho, aggressive dude, bro. But then in that instance, he's like, whoa, I'm so sorry, man. Like he gets so quiet and he gets so sincere. He's like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that you didn't like handyman work. I wouldn't have said that if I knew you didn't like handyman work. I'm so sorry. Like if I knew, I wouldn't have said that. That's so insensitive of me. So that was really funny. There's this like montage where they're like cleaning up the house. That was great. And they put on this they put a cassette in before the montage, and I like the whole time while they're cleaning, the song is just like talking about cleaning. It's like, we're cleaning up, yeah, we're cleaning. It didn't exactly say that, but like you get the gist. So like I love that montage. And then after, they put in another cassette, and then it starts like the party montage, and they put the party mix in. So I mean, it's like a satirical movie set in the 80s. You gotta have a montage, and pretty good montage scene, because it just gets so random. They start off cleaning, it gets random. I think at one point in the montage, Brent, he was doing like naked yoga or something. I mean, you don't see any of his parts like that, but I think he was doing like naked yoga, and there's this one guy, he's just like stuffing beers under the couch. So yeah, the montage sequence, that was great. And then I really like that there's this one character, he's like compulsively drinking beer, and his whole fear is like he can't run out of beer. And this guy, I mean, he drinks beer like crazy. Every second it seems like he's cracking open a beer, and he's just shotgunning beer after beer after beer after beer. And I thought that was funny, because that's kind of like a trope, like with like if you're in a fraternity, you're drinking a lot, you're partying. Like this guy was so over the top with the sipping. Like he was sipping a beer every 30 seconds. So I really liked his character, and the way he got killed, tied into that. But it was just like funny, like that was his biggest fear. And like they see him in the kitchen with like 50,000 beer cans. He's like, we ran out of beer. Like it's so overly dramatic. But I kind of feel him on that. But okay, But yeah, his whole kill I'm gonna get into a little bit later because yeah, I'm just gonna talk about the stuff that I thought was funny, the kills, and then I'm gonna peace out. So yeah, one other thing that I thought was funny is Brent trying to fit in because he's not, he's not like a dude bro. He's not like a party bro. He's just more of a quiet, reserved, regular guy. And when he's trying to like infiltrate the fraternity, he's got to act like one of them or they're going to be suspicious. So like a lot of the times when he's talking to all the fraternity members, they're just like zoned out. Like it's like, you're losing me, man. Like what are you talking about? Like whenever he trails on too long or he tries to get a little bit deep or like say something of substance, they're like, whoa, like they completely zone out. So then he'll be like, man, he'll be like, I'm losing them. Like they're gonna be on to me. They're gonna know I'm not really authentic about this pledging stuff. So he'll just like say he'll just say like titties. Like he'll just like say something like a speech and then end it with titties and everyone's like, yeah, like best speech ever, that ruled. So yeah, just all the stuff with Brent trying to fit in was absolutely hilarious because like I said, this movie is like the super exaggerated, over the top, like the most exaggerated, frat bros you've ever seen. So all that stuff is funny. But yeah, now I'm gonna jump into the kills. So I talked about the beer guy and his kill was very much in line with his character, where he's of course like he's fiending. He ran out of beer. He's distraught. That's his biggest fear. Like he's gonna get the shakes. Like it's like leaving Las Vegas. Like he's gonna have some problems. He's fiending, so he needs to like do whatever he can to find some beer. And he's just walking around. He finds this keg, but there's no faucet or tap for it, so he can't drink it. And then the killer Motherface comes through and like gets the faucet, stabs it in his head, and then pumps it, and then his like blood is coming out. It's like his brain bits. You don't really see brain bits, but you see like his blood, and then he like sips his bloody brain bit concoction drink. So that was great. There's this one kid, he gets like a tree falls on him, excuse me, and then Motherface ties a rope around him and she has it like set up like a pulley system and rips him in half. That's all practical. It looks great. And yeah, it's bloody. He's completely ripped in half. And then later on, Motherface like pushes him down this zip line, and his torso is just like, it's like all the bros are just in the lake kind of having a good time, and she like pushes this guy's torso, like severed torso, like on this zip line, and it's just like blood is falling down on them. And then they did this prank where they flooded this town, and there's like, this is gonna sound bad, some of the comedy in this is dark but it works, but there's like, this town is flooded over, and that's like what the lake is, and there's like all these corpses, and they like float up to the surface. It's like in Disturbia when Shia LaBeouf is in that basement. There's all these like bodies in the water. Like you got their friend, his severed body is flying over them in a zip line, dripping blood on them, and then you got all these like old ass dead bodies, like just totally decomposed, like floating up to the surface while they're in the lake. And the lake thing reminds me, okay, in addition to like all the VHS stuff, I like the setting of this movie. So, early on in the movie, they're at a frat house, but they do this prank and it goes wrong, and a bunch of people, like it causes a plane crash and a bunch of people get killed. Like I said, some of the comedy in this is really dark. Some of it is more lighthearted and silly, but some of it's dark. But anyways, they like kill all these people due to this prank gone wrong, and they get suspended because that's all that happens. They don't get arrested. Like nothing happens to them ever. So that they get suspended, and instead of being at their fraternity house for Greek week, they're sent off to this old abandoned sorority house that's like a lake house. So it's like a lot of the movie takes place in the woods by the lake. It's got that, you know, cabin in the woods setting, and that lake setting, that nature setting. It's just, you know, it's like it's not at a summer camp, but it has that type of vibe, like a Friday the 13th, a sleepaway camp vibe. Like, it's just, I don't know. I really like the setting, but I'm going off topic. Let me get back into the kills, and then I'm gonna wrap this up because I feel like I've been talking for a while. So, yeah, the guy getting ripped in half, that was great. Greg Sestero's kill was pretty cool. He got electrocuted with this like fuse box, which is kind of reminiscent of the John Strode kill from Halloween 6. Like, I don't know, that was good, and you know, you can't go wrong with a nice electrocution. Always good. But I mean, it was sad to see the boy go. I mean, Greg Sestero, he's a legend. The Room, it's a masterpiece. So yeah, but I did like his kill. And then the last kill I want to mention is it's early on in the movie, and it's like a blink and you miss it kill. But there's this guy, he gets his throat slit, and like just beer comes out of his throat. I mean, that's beautiful. I mean, that's what I expect from this movie. It was perfect. Like, this movie was, I don't know, it was funny, the kills were good, it was great. And I mean, it was a low budget independent endeavor. It was just, you know, some people are, you know, they're doing the comedy thing, they're doing the YouTube thing, they're like, F it, let's do a movie. And I think it worked out. I think this is a great movie. So if you have not seen Dude Bro Party Massacre 3 yet, I would recommend it. It's free on Tubi right now, so, you know, what do you have to lose? It's not like you gotta pay an exorbitant amount of money. You can watch it for the free ball, so I would recommend it. And yeah, that's been my recommendation. That's been my review. Thank you all very much for watching, and peace out.